Economic and political empowerment. The question is, how do social workers redistribute social power? First and foremost, a social worker actually is the key to social power. If we were going to think of, let's say, gender equality, one of the first pioneers for gender equality would have to be Jane Addams, who's like the founder of social work to some extent. She was a woman. She fought for women's rights. She actually created an environment that people would stay, in the downtrodden areas and do social work for women and children, actually, the needy, period. And because of her, she's the first woman who actually got, the Nobel Peace Prize. So, Jane Addams, founder of social work, basically, fought for women empowerment, gender equality. But, that's a little bit before my time. That's not basically me. More or less, I like to deal with, I don't even like the term civil rights because they seem like passive, but civil rights movement. And social workers, you can actually say Dr. King was a social worker because though he's used the church as his platform, he actually spoke on aspects that were ailing society, in the aspect of those who call themselves Negroes, their rights. I would more or less look at other grassroots groups such as SNCC or the Black Panther Party. I would say the free lunch program that the Black Panthers applied, that the government actually stole the idea and acted as if they were the founders of, that was actually more or less a foundation of social work. That was empowerment of the poor and teaching those how to defend themselves, to learn the law, and more importantly, feeding and educating the children. Now, this is something that started all the way out in Oakland and spread itself all the way to Harlem. If that's not empowering the people and redistributing the power to the people, then what is? In fact, one of the mantras, one of the calls was what? Power to the people. All power to the people. So, in all reality, if you don't necessarily have to go through the aspect of what's defined as social work. We're not talking about just the NASW. We're talking about anybody who is dealing with the upliftment of more or less fallen humanity. We're dealing with those who are being a voice and advocate for those who don't have a voice or anyone to fight for them. We're making sure that people have all basic human needs met. And that's what social workers do. That's how social workers redistribute power back to the individuals that need it. It just so happens that in the area of social work, in order to be certified as a social worker, you have to go through programs that are ordained by the social work criteria. You have to have your BSW or your MSW, and in turn, as you're learning, the jargon, you start to be looked at as if you're part of the system that most of the time the social workers are actually trying to free you from, the oppressive aspect of it anyway. Not to say that all aspects of government is going to be oppressive, but it is what it is. The government is system, and social work is to use aspect of the system to make sure that all people have basic needs met. So I'd say, as far as grassroots are concerned, social workers on an institutionalism aspect, long term, they teach you how to empower yourself, so you don't necessarily have to rely on the system, yet and still it's going to be something that's going to last continuously. However, on a residual level, that which is temporary, maybe education programs and things of that nature. But more or less, that's how I feel that a social worker redistributes power of the government and gives it back to the individuals on a movement of civil rights or gender equality type level.